Feng Shui Friday classes on. Well, good morning,
Hey
everyone.
teens. Hello. Hola.
Happy Friday again.
Yes.
And
Yes.
if you're just tuning in, joining us for the first time, welcome. We are Anita A. and Cheryl B,
Cheryl V.
all in alignment, creating sacred spaces. And for 200 and something episodes,
280. No, sorry, 230.
230.
230.
Okay, we have been going live every Friday, talking about all kinds of things, feng shui, and we get our topic of the day from Personal Paradise Card Deck, Tara Catherine Collins, our friend,
Yay.
mentor, and teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And today is an auspicious day.
And
It's
cards are
the,
flying out.
of course, it's the 8-8 portal,
Yeah.
also known as the Lion's Gate.
Man,
Mm.
there's been lots of interesting energies happening right now. We also have a full moon coming up on Sunday. So let's just do whammy, 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 whammy all at once.
Oh yeah. Okay, so give me a moment here.
Mhm.
I'm going to
Well, I'm
uh
going to continue to shuffle while
I have to do the thing and then we'll have feedback.
you do the thing, and I will shuffle because we already had two cards fly out, which is fabulous. I just want to do a shout out. So, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, and for those of you who have been with us many times, thank you. Thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. We would probably do this anyway, but it's nice to have the interaction with anybody that's on chat live with us because we do this for you so that we're spreading a little bit of knowledge, helping you create your own sacred spaces. And I have, oh, there's another card. Okay, well, the three have flown out quite easily today. Um, If you haven't been on our herinspiredjourney.com website, I really invite you to take a look at it because this amazing woman over here, who has no technical background, okay, I just want to say that, has created an absolute dream for us. And it looks fantastic. Not only do we have our main page talking about the event and a welcome video from her and I, which was fun to create. But there's additional pages about the speakers, about our sponsors, and about Dress for Success, which is a charity of our choice this year that we've partnered with to help raise not just funds, but awareness. And I had the pleasure the other day of popping by and chatting with Erin for a few minutes. I put a video on my personal page and I'll share it onto this page and in our private Her Inspired Journey group. Right now in central Alberta, they are on a call for accessories, for purses specifically, that women can utilize going to interviews. That's where Dress for Success shines. They help outfit women. And they have a testimonial video that I believe Anita has put up on our page as well. And it's two women that have utilized the service. It is so beautiful what they've shared. It's very heartwarming. So I encourage you to go to herinspiredjourney.com if for no other reason than to watch the Dress for Success video. Okay, on with the regularly scheduled show.
Mhm.
All
I
right.
just want to say good morning to Louise joining us
Good
from
morning, Louise.
Southern Alberta.
Good
And
morning.
yeah, maybe we'll be seeing her personally in a couple weeks. You never know.
Yeah, that would be fun. Join us. Our Inspired Journey Women's Wellness Weekend is coming up. All right, cards that came out this morning. The first one that came flying out upside down is guest room. And I know exactly why this card came up, but guess what? The number is 35.
Hmm.
An
Oh.
8.
Hmm.
The second card that came flying out is Symbols of Welcome, number 16. So now we got an 8 and a 7.
Hmm.
And the third card that slid right out Of course it is. Number 27, which equals a 9. So we have 7, 8, 9 today.
Okay.
Um, Home office.
Hmm. We had
And
that
it's a
last.
picture of a very neat and tidy desk,
I was
which
gonna say,
mine is not.
I did. I tidied up mine, so it must be your energy. Uh,
Oh, but it's a lot of earth energy surrounding the wood. So I want to touch on the colors, the border of these cards. So when we talk about the earth energy and five element theory, one of the colors for earth energy is the yellow, the tans, the terracottas, the colors that you would see in the earth. And the wood energy is the greens. Of course, you see the foliage. And it was interesting because I was chatting with my neighbor the other day and she commented, well, a couple things have happened. I was golfing yesterday and both my golf partner and I thought, this feels like October golf weather. And
mhm.
then today I have to put a long sleeve shirt on because it's very cool for us. It's only 14 degrees cloudy and rainy here. For August, that's cool. And then my neighbor last night said on her walks with her dog, she's noticed a lot of leaves falling already. It's like, no! But what that also speaks to is the cycles of
Mhm,
nature, right?
mhm,
The leaves
mhm,
falling and we also go through cycles. I'm going to put these back in the order, the 7, 8, 9 order. We also go through our own cycles, and sometimes those cycles are emotional. So if you're going through a lot of up and down energy right now, understand that's a factor that's all around you. And how you can balance yourself, and I'm sure Anita has the link handy because I know her well enough. We have been working with a company called Quantum Sound Therapy, and I will tell you what, it has made such a difference in my emotional ups and downs. I'm becoming way more steady. I still have ups, I still have downs, but they're not as severe.
mhm,
And I am absolutely loving that about it.
mhm. I'm going to actually, just say if you want to try quantum sound therapy, send me a private message and I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link and you can try it because it has been amazing. Arlana's joining us from the
Morning.
Okanagan, and nice to have you.
Hi,
And I
Arlana.
just want to just go back to what you were talking about, the cooler temperature, the weather.
Mhm.
My sister has been out picking blueberries, and she told me she picked wild blueberries like 2.5 gallons in less than 2 hours the other night. And
Wow.
she said they're just prolific and there's so many. And her neighbors got Saskatoon berries and all of this. And usually the wild blueberries are not ready until later in the month.
Hmm.
And they have also noticed that I've seen some comments about birds are already flocking. So I'm just
Yes.
wondering, my beautiful friend Louise, who is so in touch and tune with nature, do you
Hmm.
have any insight for us? Maybe we are going to have that early fall, and maybe that's why,
Hmm.
we planned our event a month early.
Earlier. Well, I
Uh,
did notice I had over 14 crows in the front clothes this morning,
okay.
which is
Well,
also another indicator. And yesterday, when Kathy and I were golfing, we saw geese in formation. However, they
hmm,
do teach the young how to fly in formation, so that's not completely unusual.
okay.
And they were fairly low where we were golfing because there's water nearby. So that's part of their teaching cycle.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Well, let's have so you said why guest room came up? It came
yeah,
up for you,
because
right?
well, we've had our grand dog here for a week or two, and my guest room needs some attention, especially in case we have company tonight. I've been procrastinating on it. So part of my this afternoon job is getting that prepared just in case, because
Hmm.
we may or may
Yeah.
not have company.
Okay, and let's go to that guest room And I know we have talked about this previously, but again, it's there for, it comes up for our awareness
Yes.
because we do become complacent in our own home. And sometimes that guest room, we put more attention on the guest room and we treat our guests a little bit more lovingly than we would treat ourselves. And just, again, that awareness through your feng shui eyes, is that something that you do, right? Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you have a guest room and it becomes the catch-all room. And because maybe you only get, the aunt or the uncle or the son or daughter or somebody only comes and uses that room once or twice a year. So it becomes a catch-all room. And then, all of a sudden you need to use it and it's like overwhelming, right? I don't know. It can be either or.
Right.
I'd love to know in the comments, currently what your guest room is holding on to. Does it convey a special feeling? Is it more enhanced than your own personal bedroom? I know my guest room just got a little overhaul the other day in that we switched out the bed. There's extra room now in the closet. Um, and yeah, it can use a little bit of tweaking.
Mm,
And the guests that come to that guest room are my little people, my
right.
kids. And so it's kind of set up for them. I've got a little armoire in there with a little small TV and an old-fashioned VHS player. So if we want to watch a kids movie, we do that in that little room. And yeah, so a few books, nothing too crazy, not a whole bunch of toys, not a whole bunch of noise in the bedroom. But yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second. You struck on a point here that I think is super important, and not just for the guest bedroom, but I think for every room, because the energy right now globally is very chaotic. Having spaces where there's not a lot of noise, as you just called it. So let's talk about what that noise consists of, Anita, because two things come to mind. One, in September, we're going to have our 21-day decluttering boot camp start up again. So this
Hmm.
is the perfect opportunity to start becoming aware of what needs some attention. So let's talk about what that noise can entail, because I have noticed feeling heavy in different spaces. And when I look at, and I just literally wallpapered my office, I haven't even put anything back up behind me. And I'm looking across from me and I'm like, how did that cabinet get so full of stuff again? It just happens. It's a quick place to put things, and you can close the curtain and walk away. But all of a sudden, and because for whatever reason I left the curtain open this morning, I'm looking at that going, man, there's a lot of heavy energy in there. So let's talk about that noise.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was waiting for you to chime in.
Oh, yeah. So the noise can be, it could be stacks of stuff. Like I say, quite often guest rooms are used as extra storage spaces, and that noise, or that overwhelming feeling, anything
Hmm.
like that, can be just things that are piled up, right? That causes you to go, oh, I got to deal with that, and then you go into procrastination mode and you leave the room and you say, I'll do it another day and blah, blah, blah. Noise can also come in the form of those electronics, right? The TV. That's why I do have a TV in the guest room, but it's behind closed doors so that it's not enticing the grandchildren. If we didn't watch a movie, let's say, they're not laying in bed looking at a big TV going, oh, I could be watching TV, when their little minds start to race. There's no toys in there. There's, nothing that's going to stimulate the brain activity. And again, we want to give the same consideration to adults that are going to be in that
Absolutely.
space. What is in there that is stimulating and what is in there that is relaxing. Hmm.
Going back to our own bedrooms as well. So not just the guest rooms, but also every space in your home.
Mhm.
Every space. We run the 21-day decluttering boot camp multiple times a year. Anita and I still have those spaces. I'm looking at one of those spaces
Mhm.
that needs some attention, but it's very easy to go over, close the curtain, and walk away. And then you wonder why, when you're in a space, it's like, I don't know what it is, but I don't want to be in here. Well, it's all
Mhm.
that other stuff calling and commanding your attention. So until we allocate some time, and we talk about 20 is plenty often, until we allocate some time to deal with that stuff, that's the noise. So it's not just physical noise, which can be in many people's homes. They get up and turn the TV on because they want background noise. They're not liking the silence. And yet, as that background noise becomes louder and louder and louder right now, I think people are becoming more aware that just shut the TV off. Just shut it off and give your system the opportunity to calm down. Because our autonomic nervous systems are on all the time with all the electronics yattering at us.
Mhm.
So, and that
I,
falls
yeah.
into the home office, right? The home office card. That's why it came up. Not just my desk,
Mhm.
with the stack of stuff there, because of course we're working on our Her Inspired Journey Women's Wellness Weekend coming up in a month. So there is a lot on the go, and I have different piles for different things, the VIP gifts, right? The event listings and the marketing. And anyway, you don't need a tour of my office, but just to give you an idea and concept, it is a space that is busy. So when I want to get creative into the marketing thing, I'll go sit outside in my yard, weather pending, or I'll sit in a different room in the house because I want to get away from the mental energy that's in my office
Mhm.
because it's typically a very mental, analytical energy in here.
Mhm. Yeah, I would agree. I've got one, two, three, four piles at the moment because, yeah, like you said, we have a lot of things going on. So I've got to keep my little piles organized so that,
Mm.
but I actually, you'd be so proud of me yesterday. Well, I can't even show you, but my list was
Hmm.
like this big and it was I just was like whipping through stuff. So
Perfect.
it was great. Anyways, I just want to do a shout out. We got lots of people joining us this
Oh,
morning.
excellent.
Thank you. And it could be the rain, I don't know. So good morning, Carrie is joining us, the button
Lovely.
lady, Janet Nielsen, Jacqueline's joining us. I love
Nice.
Jacqueline has a spare room that
Yes.
has Marilyn Monroe and James Dean collection. And you know, if a male stays, then it's James Dean, or no, Marilyn, and if it's a woman that stays, it's James Dean. That's funny. And we have Arlana, I already said. Louise is joining us, and Janet Nelson is joining us. So yay.
Nice. Good
Lo-
morning, and thank you for joining us, ladies. Yeah, so we're talking about the energy, guest rooms, and we are in the Lions Gate right now. Today is Lions Gate portal energy, where Sirius aligns with the Earth. And there's lots of teachings on that. We're not going down
Serious.
that
It's
road.
a serious day today.
It's a serious day. We're
Uh,
really serious. We're serious, but we like doing that in a fun manner. So, number 16 card is the Symbols of Welcome card. And this has come up a couple times lately, which I know is about, what kind of chi, what kind of energy you're welcoming into your home and your space. And a lot of that has to deal with, again, we're going to go back to possessions and what we have in those areas. So maybe what's welcoming, what's the first thing people see when they walk into your guest room? What's the first thing people see when they walk into your home office? So I need myself to put on a new set of eyes and see what's going on when I walk into my office. What is the symbol of welcome? Is it, oh my God, overwhelmed busyness with the piles on my desk? More than likely.
Mm-hmm.
What is it in the guest room? The unmade bed. It's not a symbol of welcome, it's a symbol of in use, which when it's hot outside and the house doesn't cool down, it is in use. So it's multifunctional. However, so what's a welcome? What is it that's welcoming you when you walk into your guest room, when you walk into your home, when you walk into the bathroom, your home office? Put on your feng shui eyes. That's one of the reasons Anita and I wear these funky glasses, is
Mm-hmm.
so that you start looking at your environment through a different set of lenses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what's welcoming you? What's the symbol of welcome? Where's that coming from in your place there, Miss Anita?
In my office, when I walk in, I see, my big, beautiful art
Mm-hmm.
painting, and then what else do I see? I see my little box that I keep my collection of glasses in, and some incense. And then right now on the floor, there's a little pile of stuff that needs to be put together. And I've left it purposely sitting there so that I like, okay, I'm going to be making some wands here one of these days.
Right.
Maybe today. Maybe today, never know. Hmm. Well, no,
Cool.
actually, it won't be today. No, it won't be. Maybe tomorrow. Anyways.
It's all good. Okay,
Hmm.
and what for you? Type in the chat. What's a symbol of welcome that you currently have in your view? So it
Hmm.
doesn't matter where you're sitting. Look up from your device momentarily, and what's the first thing you see? Like straight up, what's the first thing you see? And type that in the chat. I'm going to ask a follow-up question after you do that. And Anita reads back some of the comments because
I,
I'm going to find this interesting. I have a funny feeling. But let's go back to the Lionsgate while they're doing that.
hmm
This is, and I was on with Helen O'Reilly the other night, and she was talking about our thoughts and our self-talk because we're in high manifestation area right now. The energy is very quick in responding to our manifestations. So, what are we thinking? What is the repeating thought? Is it, oh, I'm tired? Guess what? You're going to continue to manifest the tired. Is it I'm feeling overwhelmed? Guess what? You're going to continue to manifest that. Or is it, and it might have to be a new way to think, a new way to talk to yourself. I'm so blessed.
hmm
It's
hmm
raining. It's calmer outside today. It's not a bad thing. Nature also is blessing us, constantly blessing us. We can't change it. We spend a lot of time talking about it and complaining about it, but we can't change it. So why don't we change that dialogue instead? That's
hmm
what you have control over, is
hmm
shifting the dialogue. So any comments coming up?
Yes, so Jacqueline has a ton of plants in her view. I love nature, she says. Carrie has a crystal.
Beautiful.
Janet has two pictures with translucent flowers on them. Ooh. Ooh, those are all nature objects too.
Yeah,
Hmm.
imagine that. So the biggest question is, and I can't remember who the first one who said they were surrounded by a ton of plants.
Hmm.
So a ton, the first thing that I got was that's heavy. A ton is a lot of weight on your shoulders. How you look at things is how they continue to manifest. I
Mm-hmm.
love nature, but do you feel surrounded? Do you feel like you're lost, dense, right? Because in a forest, you can get lost very quickly, very easily, because there's a ton of plants around you. So
Mm-hmm.
it could be some language in there.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, right? Um, Crystal for Carrie. Well, we call her the button lady because she's very intuitive and she's very connected to her guides. So having a crystal is undoubtedly what I would have guessed is in front of Carrie at the moment. The question is, how does that crystal make you feel? Are there happy thoughts attached to when you came into possession of that crystal? Was it a fantastic day and you bought it or you came across it on a hike? What were the circumstances around how that crystal came into your possession? Because even though that crystal is high vibrational, if you have a memory attached to it that isn't, it's reinforcing that memory.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other one, Anita?
So Janet has two pictures with translucent flowers, and Arlana has a silhouette of two puppies peeking over the TV, welcoming her into the room. Oh, that's interesting.
Calling her attention to the TV.
Uh, yeah, well, or I was going to say the puppies might be just saying, play with me instead of watching TV. Play with me instead of watching TV. I don't know. I'm kind of curious on that one, Arlana. Does that picture, how does it make you feel? Where did you get it? Energy up, energy neutral, energy down, right? Mm-hmm.
And what you said, Janet had the two translucent pictures?
Mm-hmm.
What
With
what are you getting from that one, Anita?
translucent flowers. Y- well, you know what? I don't know, really. Translucent. It's interesting that she used that word on
Word.
there. Uh, So, are they maybe translucent? Are they kind of like out of touch? They're not real. Maybe you need to go out into the real, smell the flowers in the garden. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, the translucent word is what caught my attention as well.
Hmm.
So, how do you see them? How does it feel? How did they come into your possession? Again, go back to the circumstances behind
Hmm.
how something came into your possession. How were you feeling? Were you feeling unseen? Were you
Mm.
feeling like there's lots going on around you and nobody sees you? And then is that reinforcing it every time you see that image, that picture? So it's not for us to judge or criticize, it's for us to bring awareness to you how those possessions are reinforcing beliefs, emotions, etc., etc. And they could be either like an energy, or Anita said, energy up, lifting you, energy down, keeping you stuck, or energy neutral, not terribly supportive one way or the other. So
Hmm.
food for thought. I love how the direction all of that went. I don't know
Hmm.
about you, but
Jacqueline says that she's babysitting her sister's plants because she's moving. Uh,
ah,
how lovely is that?
that is nice.
That you were chosen to care for them. And yeah, and you know what? We are we're at the top of the hour. We have
I
to do
know.
the numerology.
Yeah.
Ooh. And you know
Well,
what? Thank you all for your comments and
yes.
participation. It's always fun when we have that interaction. We can always gain insights from that. So
Mhm.
the card's 879, total of 24 in mine
Yep.
is a six.
It's a six.
And then
And
it's
we're
the
going to refer to
6, 7, 8, 9.
double
Anyways.
digitology. And if you're playing poker, whew, there's a little bit of a run. 789. All right. Double digitology. Marilyn Harper, Joy Roby. Marilyn is one of our presenters at her Inspired Journey coming up September 13th and 14th. And when I looked this up, Anita, tell them what else she's doing while she's here. What else
Oh,
is Marilyn doing?
she is doing a special evening event called Heart to Heart with Adironda. And it is on the Saturday evening, Harvest Center, Westerner Park, Red Deer, Alberta. And it is open to men, women, young adults, whoever. You just have
Mhm.
to buy a ticket and go. And you know what? It's when she does this event in the US, when she's traveling, it's like 100 USD, and she's actually cut that price in half or
More
less
than enough.
than coming to Canada.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And it's always so much fun, so informative, so the heart connection. I mean, heart to heart, obviously. Yeah, and all the info is on our website, herinspiredjourney.com or .ca, whichever one you want to go to.
Perfect. And we can probably drop the link for registration in the comments below too.
I probably could do that.
All right. So let's talk about the energy of the six. Six, pregnant with ideas just waiting to be born, accommodating the kindness of the universe instead of the pain of the universe, bringing in harmony in its purest sense, and awakening the human consciousness of this planet to help them gently give birth to their own creativity and connection to their own sacredness. Physically, the six does not have a strong foundation. It is the roller, and it is always a little bit asymmetrical. It is bottom heavy, and with that energy, that is where the pregnancy comes in. The expectation of developing ideas, frequency, and change. A six represents the expectation that things are going to get better. Now, isn't that a great manifestation? Things are going to get better for the Lions Gate portal.
And the new moon and the seriousness that's coming. Uh, again, I thought it was really interesting that a lot of those bedrooms and pictures and right nature objects. So there's a little bit of a reminder that if you're feeling a little bit off balance, off center, just go hang out in nature. Go for a walk in the rain. That always is kind of refreshing. Just again, we might need that to help us balance the cosmic energies that are coming in.
Perfect. All
Anyway,
right.
so yeah, thank you all for joining us. We are all in alignment, creating sacred spaces with Anita A, Cheryl V,
Sylvie.
and all of these replays show up on our YouTube channel. We'd love some hearts, a follow, a share, whatever. And hopefully, we'll see you at Her Inspired Journey Women's Wellness Weekend, September 13 and 14 in Red Deer, Alberta. Oh, Louise, that might be around your birthday weekend. Nice little birthday
Ooh.
present. Okay.
Have a great week, everybody. Thank you for staying past the top of the hour. Wrap us up, my friend.
I just did.
Okay.
No, now I have to do the thing over here.
All right. Bye.